Hey, Cori, this is Karen and Vanessa Knight.
Hi, Cori.
Thank you so much for reaching out to us for this reading. As you can tell, we have a lot of fun here. For 2026, love, career, and just a general outlook of how your life is going to be going. So I think that is a wonderful ask, and we're at the very end of this year, headed into the next.
There.
Yeah, so really good timing, and we're excited to send you off on your way, so to speak, with this this reading. So what we're going to do here is we're going to pull 3 cards in sequential order, and we're just going to let it flow and just kind of see what comes about.
The Empress.
The Empress. A beautiful card and a powerful card. The Empress is the personification of Mother Gaia. It's like earth power. It's life, it's reality, and it's the functifying, I don't know if that's a real word, element, the propagating, how about that, feature of this domain that we live in, that what we reap, we sow. And the cool thing about her is that she speaks of a year and a potentiality and an energy within you that is saying whatever you're going to produce this year is going to be exaggerated in full form. So you are going to be working with unadulterated, fertile, just newly plowed soil this year. And so to pay real mindful attention to your actions this year, your thoughts forms, the physical actions that you make, your emotions, because this is going to be a year of that propagation. Not just planting, by the way, but actually seeing the fruits of your nature springing forth radically.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
I feel like you've had, whether conscious or subconscious, some thoughts that just need to be manifested into reality. And maybe you haven't wanted to give them much attention, or maybe this is all of your plans about ready to be revealed to the world. So either way, there will be a gestation period. If you're in alignment with what's being asked of you in order to receive that prosperity at the end, then it's going to be absolutely beautiful.
Yes, and to follow the symbolism of this card, as you go into this new year, ask yourself, what do you want the garden of your life to look like? What do you want that landscape to represent?
Exactly. Work on that vision.
Mm-hmm, because there are many, there are many different types of terrains that one can have in their life that speaks of beauty. Think of this physical world, jungles or deserts or valleys or rainforest or cultivated landscapes. However you want that to look, gain a definition of that, because this card almost comes with a warning to some, which is whatever you drop down on that soil, it's going to pop up. You are going to get exactly what you are intending without delay. One of the beauties of life is often it makes us speak something. One of my favorite phrases is life often protects us by making us speak something 10,000 times before we actually get it. Imagine how disastrous our lives would be if we got every passing thought immediately. Oh, I wish this person would die. Oh, I wish these people would get lost. Our life would be so chaotic. We are not ready for that power. But this is suggesting in this card that you are going to have an amplified attunement to seeing that immediate response in this year. So have a vision in mind.
And trust your intuition.
Yes.
It's there to guide you. Page of Wands.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. The page or the wands is the fire card. And the page he is the most novice, you could say, individual in the royal hierarchy. So you have pages, then you have knights, queens, and kings. And so the page is almost the beginner in the fleet of those empowered to articulate their vision.
Like a squire.
Yeah. And so this to me is suggesting that as you go forward into 2026, that you do it with a sense of humility. You have the the power of the Empress right here, to functify or to bring forth anything that you're truly desiring into thought form. But make sure that you are understanding what you're asking for, the implications of those thought desires and those behavioral patterns, and look to those that you admire, whether in book form or in I love reading philosophy books. Those are kind of like parents to me, or even in like older friends that you have, that you can use as a directional guide. So just to maintain a sense of humility coming this year is going to be really important.
I'm also sensing you might be called to be of servitude. So remember to do it with a gracious heart, and to understand that, tying it in with this other card, the Empress, that whatever you reap, you will sow. That's how that goes, right?
Yeah.
And so if you are in that spirit of generosity and charity, then only good can come from that, karmically. So it's like adding into, your funds for that bank of life. And the more generous we are with others, the more we get in return. And it doesn't necessarily mean financial gain or prosperity in the material realm, but rather a soulful growth, a soulful. Can you help me out here?
Yes, and you can even, I love how you put that too, that the page is, even though he is part of, or she is part of that royal fleet, still a servant to the knight, servant to the queen, servant to the king. But in serving, you're able to elevate yourself even further.
And I'm trying to make it sound like less transactional.
It's
right.
not like
no. So I'm sorry I took it that direction.
It's more like a spirit of humility.
But it really is. Yeah. And it's just true. It's like we've had to learn the hard way. It's a science. The more generous we can be, the more it always comes back like tenfold.
Yes.
And sometimes, we can be selfish without realizing it. It's more of a subconscious thing, but we got to figure out how we're showing up in the world. And if we can be in our gratitude and do things with a gracious heart, then it always comes back, and in positive ways.
Yes. And there is no subjugation in serving that higher part of the self.
Right.
I love our last name, Knight. Knight's kind of it's a cool sounding last name, but it's also kind of it means servant. And in some translations, it means slave. So one might think, well, why would you want to be a knight? But if we like to see ourselves as servants to that higher power, so to speak. And so that following, that supposed, I wouldn't even call it subjugation, is a delight. Because we know, mentally, emotionally, or symbolically, to be part of that kingdom, that unfailing kingdom, breeds a confidence and excitement. So to put your servitude, so to speak, a devotional practice in that true hand.
Yeah, and the page comes after the 10, is that right?
Yes, yeah.
And the 10 being a mastery card. You're at the point where you've already gone through a lot of the transformation of spirit. And so you're at kind of a middle ground, but you're aiming higher. And now is the best time to act upon that servitude. And you'll find that it creates a sense of ease in life because you'll feel more empowered and supported. And funny enough, the less we have, the richer we are.
If you look at it like graduation, after going through the 10 suits, the page has now just graduated.
Yeah,
He's like the 19, 20-year-old, where there's full potentiality before this person, but at the same time, a lot of humility is still needed. Yeah. And it's a critical junction point. But again, you have that Empress on your side, which is incredible.
Mm-hmm. But starting with that humility in any endeavor is it's an incredible thing. Breeds a lot of magic.
Yeah.
Oh, the Emperor.
The Emperor. Hey, what is an empress or an emperor without one
Without
another?
her man.
And to me, that speaks of, very directly so, balance. And I like how it's flanked in the middle. Sometimes we get caught up on the genders in the cards. We think of Emperor's man, Empress's woman. But these, in truth, are to denote energetic, our energetic wills and dispositions. So think of the yin yang. We have passive and we have active. We have humility and reception, and then we have, force and, power, so to speak. And so this card to me is speaking of balance between the two. And also exertion. The Empress is just fertile. She's the fertile ground on which the active seed is planted on. But the Emperor is saying you also need to be the farmer, so to speak, in this operation. You are the soil, and you're also that farmer. So you are going to be, this is a personal operation that's taking place, but that you're fully endowed to take on both roles. So it's a comforting message because it's essentially saying do your best and the rest will be taken care of in very potent form. Do you have anything else to add?
That was beautiful. I don't think so.
This is a great year. This is a great reading. I'm excited for you.
I do have one more thing to add.
Oh yeah,
I'm
please.
So sorry. I was just kind of led to say that whatever it is that you endeavor on in 2026, that was the only question, right?
In love, in career, in general.
Career. Yeah, there may come a point where you need to be more formidable and to protect your vision for whatever it is that you have coming up that you want to endeavor in. So make sure that you are setting those boundaries, and in that you will remain empowered, to have that type of strength to stand up to whatever it is that's disillusioning you.
Yeah, in conclusion, I would say, because I feel like maybe I've slighted you in not directly answering your question on love and specificity or career, but the theme of this reading is that, like, the soil is going to be very fertile for you this year. And so whatever you want in that regard, maintain an active role in that. Mm-hmm. But there are many people that are very active in life and are going in full force, but it's not happening for them as a result of ill timing or ill preparation, or they're just not ready yet. This reading is saying you're absolutely ready. It's time, but to exert that formidable aspect, but not in an exaggerated fashion, because the soil's, it's ready to go.
Well, and remaining in that humility is where the magic is.
Yes. What we like to do too when we end these readings is just offer an oracle card, which serves as a singular word to anchor your thoughts in this reading that you can meditate upon and use as a focal point to kind of solidify the message that you've heard today. So I'm just going to spread these out for Vanessa, and then she can grab one on your behalf. Silence. I think that pairs really well with that page in the center, which is having a quiet humility, kind of an attraction born of an inner confidence. Mm-hmm. You don't need to essentially run to or fro this year in getting what you want. If you use the symbolism of the Emperor and Empress, they are seated firm on their throne. They are of such a quality and power that they don't need to, move about like the knight or the page that's running all over the place. They have a wisdom that brings things to them. But keep in mind, we have to pair that with the page, who is an active participant in that. So I think that's a very good card that kind of represents the totality of what we've been saying today.
Yeah, and when I see this card too, I think of, or want to advise that you just ground yourself in the coming year and maybe find some practices that allow you to do that, just to have in your repertoire, so that you can handle whatever opposition you have next year with ease.
Wonderfully said. We hope this reading was helpful for you. And this is, this is a very exciting reading to have. It is a reading that encourages movement, that speaks of movement and possibility. And at the same time, it leaves it to you. It is simply saying the field is white and ready to harvest, or ripe and ready to harvest. So
things are going to be happening.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.